Today I'm gonna paint this crow with a crown in loose watercolor. This is gonna be a kind of tutorial, so I'm gonna drive you step by step through all my process, from the sketching in the very beginning, through the painting phases, from first layer to details and highlights. So if you wanna paint with me, keep watching the video. But first, hit the subscribe button and the bell if you wanna get notification about my upcoming videos. My name is Luigi, also known on social media as Illustrazioni di Lut, and you can find all my social media links and my art blog and podcast that I'm running also on Spotify in the description of the video, together with the materials that I'm gonna use today. My very first painting of this year was this cat in loose watercolor. So I'm gonna take this and extend it to another animal, and I choose a crow for this. I think this is gonna be the way I'm gonna paint in the next period, because I would like to get this freshness about watercolor. So let's go painting. As reference for my crow painting, I chose this beautiful image from unsplash.com from Kesturi Roy. The picture was taken in London. It's a royalty-free picture, so I can use this. As for sketchbook, I'm gonna use this cotton paper sketchbook from Bao Hong. I will use a standard HB pencil and a mechanical pencil, a bit softer, a B. This one specifically is a Pentelgraph Gear 500. Alright, so here we are. I erased a bit the pencil mark from the crow because I had to press harder in order for you to see the sketch. With watercolor it can be smudged if I don't erase it. And I define some more details that make it a bit more interesting to me. So it's a crow with a crown. Starting defining some places where the light I want to be and the shadow I want to be. The light is coming in the reference picture directly from the upper part, but the colors will be much different. I want to use some random palette, so I want this painting to be very intuitive and loose, but that's why I'm gonna use some of my biggest brush, also my natural fur brushes that can hold a lot of water. For the painting itself, I'm gonna use my Schminky Academy set because it's practical and quick, so it can help me to make it more intuitive painting. I have, of course, my two jars, one for clean water, one will be more dirty water, piece of paper, and I apply some paper tape in order to make more cleaner edges, and I disconnect it from the table so I'm able to make it some special effect like dropping water. So let's start picking up a color you like. I will start from the darker areas here, so I will pick up a mixed tone of blue and black. Actually, I need to clean a bit this palette here. As I said, I'm gonna use this synthetic big brush and I will hold it from the tip in order to make much more loose painting and much harder areas involved. Preparing my mixture of ultramarine blue, a little bit of black. Okay, I think this is a nice color for the crow. And I'm gonna cover all the bottom areas, trying to keep all the lighting areas not involved in the painting process at the beginning. I try to be very gentle and decided with my strokes in order to make it more intuitive. But before I start, I will wet the paper, or not that much, just make it a bit damp in order to make the color flow evenly. I'm using the natural full brush that can hold more water. So it's a very intuitive painting I'm gonna do, so I'm not precise about the area that I'm wetting or not. Let's start. I like to create some hard edges in my painting, but most of watercolorist likes to have a very soft edges only. So this is up to you. In case you want to have a softer edges, you need to dump the paper next to the border, next to the edge with a wet brush. So here I like to have a little bit softer color. Here also, to make a gradient going up. This area is also very dark. Then I go to the border here. Now for the crown I make a little bit more dark painting that I will use also in this area below. Trying to keep some clean areas as well. Try to keep a very limited palette in order to make some more cohesive painting. Here I find the shadow, and my first layer is almost done. I'm trying to define some details on the finger here. Now I wet my brush and make softer transition on the nails. Okay, now with this black, with a bit of blue, I go without adding any water, otherwise I make blooms. I go on the belly here. So like in this area there is a nice shade, I don't want to lose it, and I don't go there. So if you have some spots you don't mind in this case, because it's very intuitive and loose painting, you want to find these feathers here. Here I have a bloom that's also interesting, has a texture of the feather. Here I have too much texture, so I need to merge together this, otherwise it's too confusing. With some water I go on top, keeping the layer more transparent. Okay, so now that it's still damp, I can add some more water if I want to make blooms effect. With a clean brush I take some clean water and add it in the area that I want to create as special texture. I want to make blooms effect. With a clean brush I take some clean water and add it in the area that I want to create as special texture. So you see here is completely dry and I cannot create any of this bloom effect. So now I see this is dry, This area, as I said before, is a bit too chaotic, and also it lacks of contrast in the darker areas. So I'm gonna use my bigger natural four brush to make a black layer in the bottom part. But before I do this, I wanna add some details in these areas as well. So now I go in this area that has more light. So I go gently with my tip and then I press in order to make the effect of a transition in the color. Also this area here needs to be darker. The base of the draw, I want to make it uneven. Take now a smaller synthetic brush to make these tiny details with a yellowish color. If you use two colors that are opposite on the color wheel, such as purple and orange, you are gonna get a nice contrast always. So it's always a good choice. If you can manage to use it also in another part of the painting, because it will help with the cohesivity of the painting. It's time to add a background or a basement. I will wet this part, take another blue, mix it with some black and use it as a base. I'm still using my biggest full brush for this, so I'm able to take a lot of color, and I will make an intuitive uneven area of color here. We'll extend it also to the border here and try to add a bit more contrast. Till it's wet, you don't need to be afraid of moving the color around. So this maybe is a little bit boring base, so you can always decide to use a little bit of blooms to make it more interesting. Yeah. You can step back and look at your painting from a different perspective. This will help you to see what you can change, what you can improve, and if you need to add some special things or some more works on something or something else. So I think I like this because it's very high contrasted. I would like to add something here. If I had a shadow like this, I will lose the contrast on the overall composition. So what I will do would be to have some splashes. I will choose the color and take a brush that can hold a lot of water and use the same color that I used here with a lot of water and a lot of pigment, and then I will make some splashes in this way. So for the final details, I normally use a fine liner or a brush liner. This one in particular is sepia instead of black, so it meshes quite well with watercolor. And I use intensively white gouache because this allows you to make some highlights very detailed. I normally use a liner brush. So I'm gonna dump the paper, it should go only in the area that are dry, and take some of this yellow here, just to create some shades of gold, like this. Something I also would like to do, as I said in the beginning of the video, is to create some drops of water. The drop, fall down. So, okay, and now I can make it dry completely. And then I will remove the scotch tape and the clamps. And here is the final painting, completely dry. My favorite moment is to remove the tape. And here is the final painting. So I think the colors are quite bright. Here on the splashes I make a bit of a mess. I would do differently. But I really like this drop of yellow coming from the top. So overall I think I'm quite satisfied, also because it was my first complete tutorial on YouTube, and so I was a bit unprepared about how to handle it. Hope you like it too. So I hope you liked this tutorial. It was my first one, so if you have some suggestions about what to improve, please tell me. I will be happy to know. If you wanna paint the same crow following my tutorial, tag me on the social media, Facebook, Instagram or TikTok, and I will be happy to share it and give you my feedback if you want. If you liked the video, please remember to hit the subscribe button and the bell if you want to get notification about my upcoming videos. Hope to see you soon in the next video, and I wish you a nice day. Bye bye!